Hey guys, it's the Lazy Stone here, and I'm with my friend here, DuckyPlays,
Hey, how's it going?
and we're going to be talking about the intro opening of My Hero Academia Season 3, Part 2, how Toru is the number one suspect of the UA traitor theory. She's basically the number one suspect as of right now, and we have a bunch of clues to tell you why, and that the opening actually leads up to the result of it. So, Ducky, what do you have to say about that?
Man, I mean, there's just so many clues that we have out there that it would be a surprise if she isn't the actual traitor.
Given that her quirk is to be invisible, she could be the prime suspect. I'm not joking. It's been ever since the unforeseen simulation arc, we've seen that she was hiding the whole entire time. The tail guy who had the quirk to attack guys basically with his tail, villains, bad guys, all that stuff. He was the one who didn't see her the whole entire time, even though he was with her during the field trip. And now that he brought her up, what happened? What was the altercation? Why didn't she say anything? She was silent the whole entire time. It's kind of ominous. And yeah, that was one of the clues. The second clue was that she pointed out that she wanted to go to the mall, and the guys of the UA, they wanted to all just chill out, basically just wind down off of all the stress. But thanks to her, Shigaraki ran into Midoriya, and well, we already know what happened from there. He basically just threatened him to not do anything, and he knows that he was with All Might, and he doesn't know his quirk yet. But he does know that he has the one for all quirk. He's going down. So, and we also have the summer camp story arc that happened during like the season, and we could just say this: that one of the ragdolls was missing. Most of the heroes were injured, probably mentally and physically at that time, and it was probably one of the most really the most conflicting moments in this story, in this whole entire series. It's just that how Midoriya couldn't handle the situation, how Bakugo got stolen like by a blink of an eye, and by that time we didn't know who was the traitor. But we just went down from process of elimination, and we found that Toru was the main suspect. Now, Ducky, you tell me about something about the alarm going off when they were trying to vote for the class president.
All right, so it was the same day that they were voting for class president, which is the same day that Toru was actually not there. She was absent. So after they leave class, they go to, I think they were in lunch. I'm not sure. I think they were walking, and then the alarm went off, and there were like reporters outside the building, and Shigaraki, which now we know was one of the guys that he actually broke one of the walls in the gate down. He did that, which I'm guessing is how he got in. Well, he got in because of all the commotion, and then after he broke the wall, and the we don't know who actually pulled the alarm though, because
So,
there must have been someone from the inside who pulled the alarm, and that which I'm thinking it's obviously Shigaraki, not
so
Shigaraki, Toru. Excuse me.
all right. So now that we've seen that, seen that part of the conclusion of the idea of her Toru of being the suspect, who was the traitor of the UA school. Not only that, we found that at the end of the opening on season 3, which is the part 2, we see her using her hand gestures centering on Midoriya, where everybody was displayed on a rock like scenery, and we see her gesturing her hands at the center of Midoriya, and then pointing out to the audience watching the episode that is about to come up. We see her pointing out to the audience, to the viewers, basically pointing out to you, which is pretty subliminal the way she's at the front of the opening. I mean, it's just kind of creepy to me, actually, if you actually think about it. It's just off. And I just pointed it out. And when I talked to Ducky, he was like amazed by the idea of what might happen in the future of this series. Ducky,
Yep.
what was your input about that?
I mean, it was just kind of weird why they would put a side character who's not even actually, important in this story.
Yeah,
I mean, from what we've seen so far about how she's portrayed, why she would be in the front. And there's a little more that I've been searching up of the gestures that she did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know how I'm not sure much about why she put her hands around Deku, but then she also pointed at the screen, which I was just informed that is an extremely rude gesture, kind of similar to the middle finger in America and most other English countries. It's just weird. Like I don't know why she would do that, especially since it's a Japanese
and
art.
And just look at her gesture after she points. Well, as she points, we see that her left hand is down. She's basically looking like a creep. And yeah, she's been hidden throughout the season. We're not saying that, she might not be the character that was luring all the villains just to go attack the UA students. No, this happened too many times. And now that, I mean, it happened twice, but it just looks like they got like the higher up against them all the time. Like they always had the point of damage. So now that she was able to lure them to the UA students, she could basically be unstoppable at this point. I mean, just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and also you said that her quirk is also able to give out light as if
like she's able to reflect light off of her body.
So basically, she could be like a beacon to them.
Yeah.
And there's that. So yeah, I mean, she could be possibly the number one suspect. And plus, we weren't trying to put her out there because there were other suspects. There were other guys we probably should have pointed out that were able to do it, like that one guy with the phone on his head. I don't want to talk about him because he's a little bit weird. But I'll put a picture on him on the video. But yeah, so that's basically it. We've already told you guys this. We want to know, what do you think of the suspect? Do you think that she might be the one who's been luring the villains into the camp and starting all this corruption, this cataclysmic nightmare that never seems to be ending anytime soon? Or that do you think that there's somebody else that must be into this type of stuff, like who's really with the villains, but who's been working as a double agent with the UA students?
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, I know. I mean, think about it. If you are a character that has to be sneaky at all times and able to give out information, wouldn't you have to be working with the UA, basically working with the students and the villains at the same time, and have to be sneaky about it, never to be seen?
Exactly.
Never to be seen by the audience either.
You have to be sneaky, and she doesn't really need to try much to be sneaky, honestly. I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
If you can see her in the first place, but
But then again, it could be the creator trying to troll us, trying to see that.
Yeah, it could be that too. This guy is unpredictable. He's not following the same shonen train that we've been seeing since fucking Dragon Ball.
Oh.
The same shit. It's just crazy. Excuse me.
So yeah, and also, who do you think is going to be winning the permit in this story arc? We are now at the what episode is it?
I have no idea. Season 3, episode 15, I think.
But it's called The Test. That's all.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm thinking, I think Bakugo and Todoroki are gonna win out of UA. I don't know much about everyone else. I mean, there's only 10%, so there's obviously gonna be people in UA that are failing unless they somehow do something crazy as fuck and actually. I don't know what they can fucking do to pull this shit off. For all of them in the past, only UA, they're gonna have to really work together. And I mean, looking at the preview, seems like Deku is singled out by some other student. So this is gonna be kind of weird.
So yeah, this is the Lazy Stone.
And I'm DuckyPlays.
And we'll see you later.